What's going on, guys? This is the Centrepreneur here today with a new video. Today I wanted to bring to you my top 10 niche fragrances for the summer of 2017. Now, I already did my designer video. I told you guys that the niche video was coming. Here it is. If you haven't seen the designer, I encourage you to go check that one out. I had a lot of fun with that. I really like how it turned out. So I decided to make a niche one as well. Now, I do have a few things to go over before I jump into the list. The first thing is I limited this list to only have 2 fragrances from each house. So, for example, although there's a dozen good creeds that could have been in this list, I limited it to only 2, and that goes the same for all these houses. Another thing is I'm really not that into the lighter summer citrusy scents, or at least I haven't been up until now. And for that reason, I don't own a lot of these. Most of them I just have samples of, but I will include a little picture of what the bottle is. And yeah, I actually only own 4 of these, but they're good 4. So I did just want to get that out of the way. I don't own a whole lot of these. How these made the list and the order that they made it on is based on the smell. It's based on performance, how good I think it is for summer, and also, I mean, just how good of a scent I think it is. So anyway, guys, without further ado, let's hop into this list. There are a couple ties, so this might take a bit to get through. The first one I wanted to talk about, number 10, is a bottle I actually own, which is funny because I said I only own the good ones. But this fragrance, it could be much higher, but I like smelling it more than I like wearing it, if that makes sense. At number 10, guys, from the House of Matriarch, it is Albatross. Whoa. You know, Matriarch fragrances are just next level. They don't really perform that well, but they smell so good, and Albatross is just amazing. It smells like an old, damp wood, possibly a ship. Doesn't have to be, though. I'm going to do a review on this one, and I'll tell you what I really think it smells like. But as a person who's worked on the ocean and around boats for a lot of my life, Albatross, it just does it for me. Like I said, though, I don't enjoy wearing it as much as I do smelling it. For whatever reason, I just like it more as a piece of art as opposed to something I'd wear all the time. So, Albatross at number 10, guys. Next up, number 9, is one from the Tom Ford, kind of. I've seen it at Sephora, so I'm not entirely sure if you call it niche private blend, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna call it niche, and as far as I'm concerned, it's a niche fragrance. It is Neroli Portofino Aqua. So a lot of you are probably familiar with the original Neroli Portofino. You know, that one, it's similar to a lot of cheaper fragrances. Mugler Cologne kind of, yeah, renders that one irrelevant. But for Neroli Portofino Aqua, I find that it's got like a more citrusy, fresh, sparkling vibe to the as opposed to the original, and for that reason I really like it as a beach scent. I've got a sample which I think I'm almost out of, but it's a really good one, and I encourage you to check out Neroli Portofino Aqua, a more sparkling, shiny version of the original. Next up at number 8, these two actually shook up my list. It is a tie. I recently went to the United States, went to Boston. I checked out some really cool fragrances, and these two were two of the 3 niche that really stood out to me. Tied for number 8, I've got Commodity Bergamot and Bond Number 9's Montauk. So Commodity Bergamot, it's bergamot, and I think there's a bit of tangerine in there as well. It's very nice. I don't know if I'd buy it because I've got a better bergamot fragrance up on this list, but it's really good. It's really nice, really natural. And Montauk is kind of a generic aquatic type fragrance. but it's just done so well from Bond Number 9. It's probably my favorite aquatic I've ever smelled, not counting Millesime Imperial, of course, but it's just really, really well done, and it's hard not to like it, but it stays different at the same time. So, Commodity Bergamot and Bond Number 9 Montauk at number 8. Number 7, this one is from a house that does citruses so well. It is from Atelier Cologne, and it's Orange Sanguine. So this one gets compared to orange juice or a creamsicle, and I do get both, more so the creamsicle for me. Very, very natural smelling orange, very delicious. One of my issues with it is that delicious orange doesn't last terribly long, but the fragrance itself does last quite long. It's just that nice, tasty orange doesn't. That's why it didn't make it any further up this list, although it is great. So that was Orange Sanguine at number 7. Next up, we've got the first of 2 fragrances from Xerjoff, and this one is going to be Renaissance, or 1861. So Xerjoff does citrus very, very well. Like, in my opinion, they probably do, of all the houses on this list, they probably do citrus the best. 1861 Renaissance is a zesty mint, refreshing mojito type thing, and it's amazing. It's pricey. You know, Xerjoffs are pricey, but in my opinion, it's worth it. Great fragrance, like I said, very refreshing, performs amazingly, and I personally love it in the high heat, but another one I don't own. Alright guys, number 5, we're into the top 5, and at the number 5 spot is another tie between 2 fragrances that really don't last very long, or at least on me. The first of these is from Tom Ford Private Blend, and it's Mandarino di Amalfi, and the other one it's tied with is from Atelier Cologne, and it's Pomelo Paradis. So I've talked a bit about Mandarino di Amalfi before. Just to sum up again, it's got a nice beachy citrus vibe. My issue with it is that it doesn't last very long at all, and it's got that private blend price tag on it, so I can't see myself ever buying it, but it smells so good, especially in the summer. And also Pomelo Paradis from Atelier, another one that doesn't really perform that well, but when it does, it's just an amazing, amazing citrus grapefruit type smell that it really blows me away, especially the opening. It might be a bit feminine for some guys, but I personally love it. I think it's amazing. So that was my tie at number 5, guys. Mandarino di Amalfi and Pomelo Paradis. On number 4, this one is from a house that does boozy fragrances quite well, or at least they do a lot of them. I think everything I've smelled from them has been boozy, but it's from Frappin, and it's L'Humaniste. So L'Humaniste is really, really something amazing. When it first opens, I kind of get a similar vibe to Xerjoff Uden, which I did review if you want to check that one out. I do get a similar vibe off the opening from L'Humaniste. It's just a really boozy lemon bergamot, a little bit spicy. It's an amazing scent, but again, it just doesn't perform on me. It actually does a little better than the last 2 I mentioned at number 5, but all the same, it just doesn't perform. Other than that, amazing fragrance, and I could easily see myself owning this at some point. On to my top 3. These are by far my favorites for summer. They're all special. Number 1 is pretty much locked in, but 2 and 3 are interchangeable. 3 might actually rise come next year, but we'll see. Number 3, it's the second one from Xerjoff. It's the only Xerjoff that I own. It is Neo. This stuff is... whew. It's the best bergamot I've ever smelled. I've tried Bergamot 22 by Le Labo, Commodity Bergamot. For me, this is just better. This takes the best parts, in my opinion, a Bergamot 22 in Green Irish Tweed and Neroli Portofino and mixes them together to create this just amazing, amazing juice. I read that it's supposed to smell like the Italian countryside, and I mean, I've never been to Italy, let alone the Italian countryside, but just creates an image of like a sparkling Mediterranean vacation to me. Not right on the water, but like traveling down, say, a path through the countryside, and this is one of my favorites right now. I've been wearing a lot of Neo ever since I got it. I got it at a really good price too. But yeah, that's Xerjoff Neo at number 3, guys. You know I like Creed. I haven't mentioned any Creeds yet. That's because Creed took the top 2 spots. You know, I tried to reconfigure the list so the top 2 wasn't Creed, but it just didn't feel right to me. So I had to do it this way. At number 2, guys, is my favorite scent from Creed. My favorite thing to smell from Creed. And it is Virgin Island water. Oh man. Man, that is just a tropical summer vacation in a bottle. It is delicious. Coconut and lime and rum. It is amazing. Kind of like a pina colada. This is the essence of summer. Amazing fragrance. Doesn't perform overly well on me. And I do find it a bit harder to wear than number 1. Not a bit. I mean, I wear number 1 all the time. This is my daring scent. I have done a review on this one if you'd like more information. But oh man, this is unbelievable stuff, guys. It's wow. So that's Virgin Island water at number 2. You pretty much know what number 1 is for me. Another one I've done a review on. Probably my favorite Creed. Millésime Imperial. Man. Just a salty sea breeze, watermelon, and musk. And it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. So sexy. So easy to wear. This is my summer signature scent. If you haven't seen my rotation video, I encourage you to check that out. I've also done a review of Millésime Imperial. Another cool thing to check out if you want to see my thoughts further on this. But oh, when I was putting together this list, there was just no way that this didn't make number 1. It's my favorite thing to wear in the summer. Partly because it's so easy, but man, it just smells amazing. You can wear it anywhere. It's the best niche for summer that I've smelled anyway. So guys, that's been my list. Like I said, I'm not super into the niche fragrances for summer. I've got pretty much all the ones that I really, really want. There's a couple more on this list that I'm probably gonna add, and by next year maybe this list will change. I'm sure I'll have more bottles, because fragrance addiction. But yeah, I'm not huge into the summer stuff. I own a lot more colder weather niche, but I still appreciate these, and I hope you guys took something from this list I created. Let me know down in the comments, what did you think of my list, and what would be some for yours? What are some I could check out? I did leave off a couple pretty good fragrances, but I just don't have the experience with them, or they would have been the 3rd bottle from a house, and I just can't. I couldn't do that for this list, because I could have made this whole list out of Creeds and Xerjoffs, and that wouldn't have been exciting at all. So anyway, guys, this has been The Sentrepreneur. If you enjoyed this list and my ranting, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. There's new stuff coming out all the time. There's top lists, fragrance reviews, first impressions, the works. Also, if you enjoyed this particular video, please toss me a big thumbs up down below. That'd be awesome. Guys, don't forget to get out and enjoy your summer days. Enjoy your great summer fragrances like the ones I've just talked about. Go have an awesome day, man. And I hope to see you in the next one.